Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Beat by London, and welcome to my makeup channel. But yeah, with that being said, we're just gonna jump right on this tutorial. Ain't nobody got time for that. See y'all soon. Hey, what's up, y'all? We're gonna jump right into this. I'm using the Crayon Case box of crayons, and the first shade that we're dropping on today is yellow. And I'm using a Ruby Kisses brush, and this brush is just a regular blending brush. It's a little fluffy. And this brush is used to deposit my first color. As you can tell, I'm going back and forth from the front to the back to get that color to nicely blend throughout the eye. And I also wanted to blend into the contour line of the side of my nose so that it can be very dramatified, very bold, and just stand out. Right now, like I said, I do have a hooded lid, so right now I'm just overdrawing the yellow so it can open up my eyes. So each color that I place, I have a guideline. So basically, when I'm laying this color, I'm gonna build it so it can be very bright, because these colors normally disappear throughout the eye because you're adding more colors in. So I'm just building this yellow to make it very bright and blend very nice, because no one wants unblended eyeshadow. So right now, I'm just still blending the same colors in, and I'll do my other eye off camera and join back in this eye in just a second. But the same yellow, blending the harsh lines out right now into the brow, up into the brow bone, still leaving a highlight of the concealer that I laid down to shape the brow. So as you can tell, I do dust like a little of the yellow eyeshadow all the way up in the brow. That's just so the colors are never ending, like, so you would never see them not blended. Check it out. Look at sis, always singing. That's me, y'all. So we're using this next color, which is this green, out of the same palette. And I use this palette all the time, but this green and this yellow combo is giving me Sprite tease all day long. So the same brush, I'm going to go right above that crease again. And I'm going to blend in that green. Now, basically, me keep going over this crease is so that my eye can be bigger. Like I mentioned before, I do have a hooded lid. Sometimes this eye that I'm doing right now looks a little lazy. So I'm going in and I'm making that eye big and bold and out of control. Just a little more control, though. And as you can tell, I am using the same brush. Now, this brush is definitely, like I said, it's a fluffy brush. It's a Ruby Kisses brush, and it's very inexpensive. It costs less than $5. I actually got mine from the beauty supply store, but I think I have seen them in Ulta. But we're just going to blend this green into this yellow. As you can tell, you still see the yellow very dominantly, but I'm actually making a harsh line so that the green can still be dominant as my crease. So it's going to make my new crease stand out. That's why I'm doing it this way right here. And after making that line, I'm definitely going in to blend out that line. So once again, your eyeshadow can be seamless, blended, and popping. So just going in the back and forth motion, I'm just blending the ends of that green up into that yellow, and I will come around to do the same thing, creating my extended crease. So I kind of want like an almond shape eye, like something to give me a little chinky look, like something a little exotic. So black. Basically, I'm throwing in this black to bring out those two colors. And as you can tell, I had a little black on there already, but I forgot to show y'all. You got to be reminded me. But yeah, we're using a different brush. It's the same blending brush. Same tapered little brush, but it's just a smaller one for me. I changed this one because black tends to stain, so I didn't want my favorite brush to be stained, so I used the brush that I normally use for darker colors. Now, I'm keeping this kind of darker on the outside simply because I want to draw a lot of attention to the green and the yellow. Now, cutting the crease, we're going to be using my fave, LA Pro Girl, in the shade Natural. And then this is a Morphe brush. When cutting your crease with a hooded lid, once again, we're going over the part that should be there, and we're extending it to make it look more bigger. And I just take my time with this because we have different eyes, different eye shapes on each eye sometimes. And you just have to take your time to get it correct. And I like rock mine back and forth. And I like to go ahead and just press down on my concealer so that it can be bright and also dry even. Now, as you can tell, I'm blending that concealer into the black because later on I will go and blend the black back into the concealer. And if that sounds confusing, you'll see it in just a second. All right, so getting those lines very perfect as possible. Doing the cut crease can be difficult when you have a hooded lid because you have a hooded lid. So, this is just a little technique that I use. And I just take my precious time. I love this brush because it's actually big and it covers a little more area. But if you need something smaller, that's fine too. So with that same brush and that same black, I'm going back over the black so that the black can be more bold. And it can also blend into the gold that I'm about to deposit where I just placed the concealer. So you can use the eyeshadow primer or you can use the concealer. Me personally, I always use the Pro Girl concealer. Now, digging up in this gold, and also another Morphe brush, eyeshadow brush to be exact. I'm just placing that gold. And me, I love gold, so I like to place a lot. I like for it to be popping. So you'll probably see me packing like a little more on there as we go. Woo, fast forward, my bad, sis. So this is NYX Pore Filler, and I use this because I have big, huge pores. And the foundation that we use is the mattifying foundation, which is by Maybelline. It's a 24-hour wear, and it's highly coveraged. Highly recommended. And we're all, basically on this part, I'm using all Real Technique brushes and sponges. Well, there goes the sponge. So basically, this is my Real Technique sponge. It's already damp, and I'm just pressing that foundation in. And moving right along, LA Pro Girl Conceal in the shade Fun. I call her Funisha because she's always fun. But I press that in with that same beauty blender, and I always add a little more just to give me more coverage. My favorite white girl, which is Airspun. This Airspun is very inexpensive, but it's a great setting powder. Sometimes it does leave a white cast, but I always go back over it with a little light powder. Now it's contouring time. Slim up that nose. Give me my Dr. Miami plastic surgery honey. And the same thing here. I'm basically contouring with the Floyd Roberts brown pressed powder. It's really good for oil blotting. And I also, as you can tell, I do go back into the Airspun just to give it more of a darker tint. Just to add a little white to bring out my eyes, I'm using the Ruby Kisses pencil. And this is my Ruby Kisses brush. Now, don't get me alarmed about this mascara. I don't know which one it was, but I love it. Carmex these lips and set this face with NYX setting spray. Glowed In by my girl, Super. And this is Floyd Roberts in the shade Vibe. It's a burgundy matte lip, and that's about it, girl. So if this is a look that you like, slay it. Don't portray it. And get those baby hairs laid. You see that? Check me out. So make sure you like, subscribe to this YouTube. Thumbs up for me. Love you, girls. Hope y'all have a wonderful day. Smooches.